In 48 hours, it will be over. In 48 hours, Little Bighorn, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Dien Bien Phu, the Tet Offensive, Antietam, Shoal Creek. It is going to be a massacre. It is going to be a massacre. Our little Miss Candace is going to walk out, stroll into the Coliseum with trident, spear, and net and shield. And she will beat this simpleton within an inch of his life and leave him just alive enough to suffer for the rest of his life with the effects of total and complete Dame Bramage caused by her relentless, absolutely incomprehensible flailings that will rain upon this rube. It is going to be vicious. I've often wondered, I wonder what it would look like if Mike Tyson in his prime went after a woman in her wheelchair, 90 years old. What would that look like? He goes out there, it would be ridiculous. Why would you ever see that? You're going to see something similar to this. He doesn't know what he's doing. He is so full of a lot of things, but he is so completely bereft of any sensibilities. He does not know what he's going to do. It's not Dunning-Kruger. It's the line from Magnum Force where Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. You've got to know what you're good at. You've got to know what you can do. You've got to know. And a lot of people realize this. I feel very, very, very frankly, that if I were to ever be given the chance to have my way with him, especially when it comes to the case and the trial, I wouldn't even know. It wouldn't even be funny. Not because I'm that great, because he's that bad. I mean, I know more than he does, but who doesn't? Mr. Lintbrush knows more than he does. Mr. Lintbrush. So my friends, get ready. And in the event you are some brand new Pangendrum, some Boulevardier, some Tyro, some newbie who just happened by the shop and said, I wonder what these people are talking about. I'm going to show you what's going on. We're going to talk about that. Candace is taking the night off. We'll explain to you why and what's going to happen Friday. And it's going to be absolutely grotesque, and I love it. So first, like this video. Subscribe to the channel. There's plenty of comments afterwards. I've got questions I picked for you. I select them to inspire your review. Oh, my friends, we're ready for Friday. I am ready to go. I cannot wait. But first, this word from our sponsor. Well, midterm elections are coming. Control of Congress is on the line. And if there's one thing financial markets hate, it's uncertainty. Between now and Election Day, we could see serious volatility in the markets and the economy. And you owe it to yourself and your family to have a plan. And that's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. Listen to me. For more than a decade, Noble Gold Investments has helped Americans like you diversify with physical gold and silver. They make the process absolutely simple, straightforward, and secure. And for America's 250th, Noble Gold is celebrating by sending you a free 10-ounce U.S. independent silver bar when you open a new qualified account. Just mention Lionel. That's Lionel. Call 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, or visit the special Noble Gold Investments Lionel link below. Election Day is coming. Don't let it arrive without a plan. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. I love this thing called justice. Since I can remember, I loved justice. That's why I love professional wrestling. I loved when we are ready for justice, for somebody to mete out some level of whoop arse, the likes of which people cannot imagine. I have a dear friend, Kate Cat, who says to me, during the debate, Candace may not be able to reveal her sources due to safety concerns. Some are current TPUSA employees. He will certainly ask. No, of course not. There's no part of the debate that mandates, thank you, by the way, there's no part of the debate that mandates her sources. Nay, nay. Nay, nay. Ladies and gentlemen, the inimitable, the ineffable, the one, the only, the chanteuse, Cami Roundtree says, Lionel, I so appreciate you sharing your thoughts last couple of days about what's posting or what's going on. Thank you for the laughs. Sure, you are the best. Thank you. And by the way, this is worth laughing. Oh, yes, yes, yes. You see, I told you before, I love to see justice. When I was a kid, I never forget this. There was a fellow named Joe LeDuc, J-O-S, from Canada, with his brother Paul. They weren't brothers, but Joe LeDuc was a beast. Joe LeDuc used to pick two men up in backbreakers, two at the same time. He was a lumberjack. And there was a tag team one night, and Paul was in there. Paul, they were beating him within an inch of his life. And I said, you got to do something. So Joe is trying his best to tag. And he keeps missing him. And this poor guy's up there, and he can't move. It was great. And we're screaming. I'm like, I was a kid. I didn't know anything. Come on, you're killing. I thought they were killing Paul LeDuc and his brother with a tag. He's holding him. Come on. Reaching out for the tag. So Joe would go in and kill these people. And finally, they make the tag, but right before the tag, Stu Schwartz, the referee, gets distracted. He goes, hey, stop doing what you're doing. And then he goes back and he misses the tag. So Joe LeDuc comes in and they say, no, I didn't see the tag. And I'm going, what do you mean you didn't see the tag? You're going to kill this guy. Paul was in the ring. He wasn't even moving. He was bleeding rectally. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but he might as well have been. He's dead. He's not moving. And Joe, 350 pounds he brought an axe. This was his prop, was an axe. They're checking under his feet. Anyway, I can't believe this. So finally, after whatever it is, Paul goes over and with his last breath makes the tag. And the referee says, made it. And Joe LeDuc came into the ring, and I swear to you, I was a kid. I didn't know what these words meant, but it was orgasmic. It was justice. And Joe killed these people who destroyed his brother. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. That is what we're going to do. They're bringing the heat. But this is a shoot. This is the real McCoy. This is the real McCoy. Don't you understand? Don't you understand? Don't you know? Don't you know? Candace tonight even said as follows. Candace says, okay, officially bumping my show today because I am realizing it would be a total mistake for me to do my show on this recent defense filing when we are less than 2 days away from the great debate. I, of course, have a lot to say about it, as always, but forcing myself to stay mum on it until me and Andrew come face to face on Friday. Please appreciate how difficult it is for me to exercise this level of restraint as the usual suspects put out the typical 4K HD theater. So that's it. So that's what she's doing tonight. That's okay. I'm going to talk about this filing, which is a very important thing. Very, very, very critical thing, this filing. A good friend, Stephen Salty, says, help me, I'm trapped in a woman's body. Just kidding, buenos aires, signore, and all the nation. A good friend, Stephen Salty, from somewhere where they go by the pound. I think he's a UK. He's our limey friend, and I say that with all due respect. Puppy Paws says, we need you. Hand farting every time Andrew lies. I will be raw. I would be chafed if that were to ever happen. So let me get to this one about the defense filing. Forget the defense filing. I can tell you right now, forget about it. I don't care what it says. Don't file too much. I will have already talked to the prosecutor. You know that, right? I will have talked to the prosecutor. I will have, just like Luigi Mangione, he's going to plea. Of course he's going to plea. He's got no defense. He's got no defense. He's not going to give him the death penalty. He's got a plea. We know this. But I would sit down and I would say, I would talk to the prosecutor. And I would say, listen, I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to surprise anybody. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. And you're going to tell me there's no trial by ambush. There's no problem with this. I've got no problem with this at all. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It's one of those things which are very, very critical. And I mean this sincerely. One of those things which is critical. These things don't matter. These things simply do not matter. These filings, nothing. They're going to find probable cause. For the love of God, do you understand this? They're going to find probable cause. You would think, well, didn't they already? No, it's next month. They're going to find probable cause. They're going to say, let's set the date for an arraignment. He hasn't even pled yet. Hasn't even pled. It's nuts. You hear what I'm saying? This is beyond, this is so screwed up. They're going to find probable cause. They're going to say, okay, let's proceed. Thank you. All righty. What now then? Well, what do you say? Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through with this. All righty. What else? Set the arraignment date. They have the date. He's going to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. I don't believe he's going to be pleading no contest. That's not going to be allowed in the murder case, but in regular cases it would be. And that's it. And then they're going to set the next case after that for the next hearing, some type of motions. Our friend Witch says top a young TPUSA board members, Alexandra Spillane, was found dead today from a mystery fall. Look into it. Thanks. Oh my gosh. That sounds terrible. Alexander Spillane? Let us look there. Let me go to my X. This is what I do. This is good. Alexander Spillane. How about that Southern Poverty Welfare? It says, I heard a rumor, they said. This is that Brian Spillane, CEO of Fisher Capital. I don't know. They're saying a lot of, did it happen? We don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. So if somebody says, look it up, I hope that is not true. I hope that is not true. I hope that is not in any way true, in any wise true. I hope we don't have any more of that. Check out that Southern Poverty Law Center when you get a chance today. And also check out President Trump pretending to be on the plane, then going out the side when people are on the plane. That's pretty raunchy. Now, do you understand what I'm saying? Let me say this again. Listen to Uncle Lenny, as we say. Number one, they can file anything they want. The prosecutor knows, he knows, everybody knows. They're going to find probable cause. Okay. Why do I want to tell the world what I want to do? I mean, maybe you could. And today it might be better. I believe in letting people know everything. Anything I'm going to say in court, I want the world to know now. I want them to know now. So I go, oh, I didn't know that. Then let them start what? Crowdsourcing it. Find out. Let me know. Attack it now when it doesn't count. Hit me with your best shot so that when it really matters, I'll know what to do. So let it out. I will have already talked to the prosecutor and told him flat out, look, here's what we're going to do. Jerry, here's what we're going to do, Jerry. Jerry, sit down, Jerry. Here's going to be your problem. I don't want you to look bad. You don't want me to look bad. I know that sounds stupid, but believe it or not, you want people to like you. If they like you, you're going to be tough. But if they respect you, you're so much better off. You are so much better off. And the first thing we're going to do is we have to tell people, we got a big problem here. First, I got to ask you something. Who was it who came up with this? Who came up with this compressed picture business? What the hell was this all about? What the hell was this about? One of the most incredible things ever. This is just unbelievable. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Look at this. Look at this guy. On the left, you look like, my God, he looks rather hefty, hearty. On the right, he looks more like our boy. Well, it's compressed. Have you seen this? You've seen sometimes when you hit the wrong pixels. You ever done that? You ever done you put a picture in something and I've got to make sure you've got to size it right. That's a bit, because after all, remember, this is the big debate. You notice how nobody's talking about Patrick Bet-David, the Jadrul, with that stupid guy. He's got I think his brother's on it. I don't watch that show. It is so lame. This guy thinks he's so smart. He feels he's possessed with a degree of mentation that few people possess. He's a schmuck. He's a schmuck. That's coming up, which is beauteous, absolutely gorgeous. I find this fascinating. And of course, you know what today's story was this. What have I done? What have I done? This says it all. Oh, look at Andy. Look at Pickles Wilson. There he is. What have I done? So many provisos, so many explications. And tonight's thumbnail, a dispute. D-Day Friday. Yeah, baby. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I know you can't either. One more time. Do you mind if I show you something? Remember this? I don't know about you, but you remember when, speaking of wrestling, we used to have this, Gordon, Tuesday night at the Armory. I'm going to come out. I'm going to put you in a, let me tell you something, Missouri Mauler. I'm tired of your lip. I'm telling you, I'm going to knock the hell out of you. Let me tell you, that's going to be for the belt. It's going to be for the Southern champion. You son of a bitch. That's the way it is. Remember when the green was terrific? Justy Rhodes, 4 times, baby. Glacy Girl says, help me, I'm being captive. Just kidding. Lionel, love your channel. I'm looking forward to watching our girl Candace. I appreciate your knowledge on various topics and your sense of humor. Thank you for that. Sense of humor is a very interesting thing because this is funny. I watch a lot of shows. I laugh sometimes with Candace, but others, I don't laugh. It's like, you should be howling. This show is so bad. It is, the facts are so bad, I should say. Howling. But going back, you remember the days. You remember the days of wrestling. Remember that? At the Armory. Let me tell you something, Tarzan Tyler. We're going to bet you. That's the way it is. Have you seen when Pickles came out? Did you see Andy? Did you see Pickles' speech? Did you see it? He really established himself.
Let me give everyone an update of exactly where we are.
I'm in a funeral home right now. I'm in a funeral home and look at me. I'm strange. I got myself into something I don't even know why. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Why did I ever come up with this idea that I'm a debater, that I'm some rhetorician? Why? My wife could kick my ass. She probably does. Probably spanks me and treats me like the dirty dog I am, makes me write bad checks, make me holler at the wolf, at the moon rather.
few weeks ago, Brian Atlas, a friend of mine who runs the Whatever podcast,
Sounds like whatever. He runs a whatever podcast, whatever. He's a friend of mine. My friend runs a podcast of a lot of girls, the OF girls. By the way, OF, you know what that means, right? Only fans. Hey, look, what are you going to do? Not my cup of tea, but bless your heart. But they're, especially that Enemy Charlie, very smart. Go on.
offered up $100,000 for Candace Owens to debate with me.
He did. He offered you 100. He offered whom? They're never very clear with that. You notice that? They're not very clear. They don't tell you to me, to us, to a charity. Who's offering this? And he paid Candace, and now he's raising money to pay for the money that he what? What the hell's going on, huh?
About the murder of Charlie Kirk on his platform.
Well, he wasn't murdered on his platform, but if you want to talk about that, okay.
He eventually raised it to $150,000, to which I said I would match it if we could actually debate on neutral ground.
Now you're matching it. He's offering again whom? You? Candace? Who's he offering the money? And you're going to match it? So you're going to match your own, hers? They're never clear about this. That's why a lot of this time I think this is, as the Japanese say, bullshito.
I expressed this story recently on the Joe Rogan podcast.
And we don't know how in the hell you ever got on the Joe Rogan in the first place. I mean, I love JoJo. I'm serious, but this guy's got people who could talk about the pyramids and licking psychedelic frogs and then the Amazon and MMA, and we get you. What did you possibly? I would rather lick a hospital mop than listen to 5 minutes of you. I'd rather drink ink or bleach or suck a bar rag. What's the matter with these people?
Candace and her fans' reactions were volatile, to say the least.
They were volatile, to say the least. Yes, notice I'm sedate now. Normally I'm vile, I'm coprolalic. I hurl invectives. And you know what I say to you? That's what I say to you. Hey, who's that? Wait a minute, hold it. Candace, is that you? Stop that there, Pickles. I know it's you, my friend. How dare you? I never said anything about that fart. I fart at you. You said I couldn't smoke my cigarette. Well, I don't, but I can fart. I lift up my leg and I fire it ready. And I've been eating cheese puffs all day and those weird wieners you get at the gas station. Oh, Lord. Sorry.
She issued a strange counter that I needed to pay her $500,000.
Now you're paying, who are you paying? You're paying her. This is not normally the way to the debate. First of all, excuse me, I'm paying you. What am I, hard up? Who's paying you? I'm paying Candace. I don't want to pay her. Do you want to debate? Do you want to debate her? Yeah, I guess I'll debate her. I gotta pay her $500,000 for what? This isn't the way this thing works. Hey, can I appear on the? Sure. Pay $100,000. What? Wait a minute, you're supposed to have me on. I'm the what? Huh?
And that TPUSA needed to, quote, claim me.
Oh, air quotes, yeah, claim you, because that's right. Because see, that's what they're going to do. You're their debate coach. You're like this with them, even though you've said some terrible stuff. You got that?
Now, I don't work for TPUSA, so I couldn't grant that concession, as it would have been a lie.
Would have been a lie, and I don't lie, everybody. I don't lie. I'm as honest as the day is long. My name isn't Pickles Wilson.
She followed with an offer of me paying $300,000 to debate.
Now we're $300,000. Wait a minute, hold on. First it was 100, then it was 150, and they're going to pay you. Now you're going to pay her, and she's going to pay you. Wait a minute, what? Who's paying? How do you do this and end up owing money for this? They're supposed to pay you if it's worth. Is it me or what?
Debate her at her home on the topic of if Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk and if he was a federal patsy or not. Obviously, this gives massive advantages to Owens.
Why? Don't expect him to tell you why, but why does this give massive advantage to Owens? Why?
But I'm never one to back down from a debate challenge.
No, but I will condition you to death. I'm not going to back down, but I'm going to make you wonder, what the hell did I ever do this for? This guy busted my balls at the time about this, about the lighting, and I need somebody, and I gotta communicate online, and what about this? And then he first of all he goes to his fundraisers. Says, I need the money. I don't have the money. What the hell did you? Anyway,
even if I think the terms are fundamentally unfair.
Why are they unfair? He never tells us.
We entered into negotiations, and during those negotiations, Joe Rogan contacted us both.
Okay. Why?
Asking to host our debate. This is perhaps something you guys don't know.
You guys, we know about it. We know about it.
Obviously, I thought that changed everything.
Why?
That would guarantee the biggest platform for both of us to make our case on neutral ground.
It's going to be a big platform.
Unsurprisingly to me, Candace Owens declined.
Why?
No control, you see. She insisted it be at her.
She didn't say she declined because of no control. She's doing the debate with you. He never tells you why.
Home still, even after Rogan said he would come in on his off day to do the debate, and I would still give her the $300,000.
Now he's giving her the money. And by the way, she's pregnant. That's the only reason. She said, remember, before she's pregnant or whatever, she's going to Rome, she's going here, she's going to Spain, she is not one who is allergic to travel. But if she's in this state, you don't want her traveling, you don't want her on planes, you don't want her. Does this make any sense to you? I think so.
You would think if she was actually trying to change the minds of normies and reach a new audience, that's where she would go. But
no.
Sadly, no.
No, of course not.
After many rounds of negotiations and a new moderator stepping in,
can you speed this up a little bit?
We came to an agreement.
What is it?
I went ahead and sent the $300,000.
No, now I got the $300,000
confirmed by her staff and to us.
You said it, but did they?
It has been sent.
But did they receive it?
I am going to clear the air on a few things.
Oh, please do.
I wasn't some Charlie Kirk fanboy.
No.
In fact, I had and still have my disagreements with him.
What do you disagree with, Charlie?
I always thought TPUSA did way more good than it did harm to the conservative movement.
Well, that's good to know.
But I will never forget the series of TikTok invasions I did post Charlie's death.
TikTok invasion.
Only to watch the lunatic left laughing and mocking and having the time of their lives watching the spiral of chaos that came after. It was enraging, to say the least.
Well, who's responsible for that?
I know I'm not a very nice man.
No.
I get that.
No, you're a dick.
But I am a very kind man. I lamented many times to my wife how god-awful the family and friends of Charlie.
And she knows god-awful, my friend. She married you.
What happened to him after he died.
Yeah.
Trying to find some new normal under intense media scrutiny, balancing duty and obligation with remorse, regret, and overwhelming sadness.
Oh, give it a rest, Sparky. Give it a rest.
My stated objective for my platform, The Crucible, has been unwavering.
Any day now.
Straight from its goal.
Let's wrap it up.
Destroy the left. Take them on everywhere on their own turf, outside their turf, at their events, in their safe spaces. Challenge them everywhere and destroy their ideas.
Yeah.
Never stop, and not one step back.
Okie dokie.
This woman, Candace, has been terrorizing both the widow of Charlie Kirk and the organization he left behind.
No, she has.
It's obvious her stated goal is to destroy the largest conservative college and high school outreach program currently in existence.
You are so full of shite. Remember, if you keep saying it long enough, people will believe it.
Do I disagree with a lot of TPUSA ideas?
Well,
I do.
What? Name one.
I would rather try to change them, though.
I'd rather suck a hospital mop than listen to one more sentence rebuke. Do I make myself clear? Wrap it up there, Sparky.
Then burn down the only organization in my lifetime to really get a foothold in academia.
Isn't he slimy? Isn't he like if your daughter came home with him, wouldn't you say, what is the matter with you? What did you work the Tilt-A-Whirl confession? Do you have a maroon rag in your back pocket? Your name, Buddy? Do you have a digit missing? Do you have tattoos with words misspelled? I bet you like Star Wars a lot.
The thing conservatives have wanted for 60 years. In the following weeks, I will be relentlessly attacked from the Candace Owens cult.
Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy. I'll tell you one thing. We're going to take your that. We're going to knock your dick in the dirt, buddy. You won't have a, oh, you got that right there, Sparko. You got that one right,
daring
Pickles.
to put their leader to the question and for daring to question the questioners.
Huh?
I accept that as a side effect of challenging
Okay.
what has become a
I'm glad
powerful
you-
industry
Yeah,
of
okay.
conspiracy peddling true crime nonsense,
What are you talking about?
which has a sycophantic and cult-like following.
I'll tell you some nonsense that he used a 30-06 and then he changed his. We'll show you nonsense in a minute. We'll show you nonsense.
They have been at it
Oh, come
for
on.
days. Going
This
through
has been going on
everything
for
they could
days.
possibly dig up about me to hurt me, as there is multitudes of millions of dollars on the line.
Millions of women. First of all, listen, Pickles. We don't have to dig up anything. Let's just say, just listen to him. No, forget what he did. I don't care what he did. The stolen valor. I don't care about it. Listen to what he says. Just listen to him. It takes 30 seconds. People say, ooh, yeah, ooh. He's the kind of, when you go into a bus or a train and you go, is this seat? Nah, it's okay. I'll go over here. Nah, it's all right.
For these creators, and they will stop at nothing to protect their interests.
Does he remind you of Shia LaBeouf? Does he remind you? Remember when Shia went batshit crazy? He was right over here and right in the neighborhood in Hell's Kitchen. Remember that, honey? He went berserk. And they got him outside. He looked like that. Something about that look.
Regardless of the lives they destroy along the way. Many creators and private individuals have reached out to help me with this.
Wrap it up.
And they understand the fallout, which is likely to come for me and my family for doing the right thing when it mattered the most.
That's his tactic. He's going to bore Kansas. Kansas is going to say, I'm sorry, what? What was that again? I'm sorry, I dozed off. What? You did what? He's boring. This guy could single-handedly reverse teen pregnancy by explaining in detail the sex act.
Now, to be clear, I've
please.
already sent Candace the $300,000.
You keep saying that like you can't believe it. You sent it, but did she receive it? Did they cash it? Was it negotiated?
My end of the contract with her. If you guys want to help me in bearing that cost and help cushion the overwhelming attacks from her sycophants, here's where you can donate. Many of us are in this fight together, win or lose.
What fight?
Maybe I can do something.
You started this. You wanted
the
this.
entirety of the conservative movement. Promise made.
Promise kept. Because I'm a dick. I'm a complete and total waste of flesh. You started this. You wanted this. You did. That's the part that kills me. Que come mierda. Que come mierda, as we say in West Tampa. Let me see something. Let me see. Puppy Paw says your witticisms are a relief. Did I say this? From the Stygian horrors. It's like the river Styx that surround us. Thank you. Thank you for always being a beacon of light in the darkness. Thank you. Dog's Nose says, I pray for Candace and Baron and others. Safety first. Indeed. Our good friend Gematria Wombat says, I'd get a Geiger counter if I were Candace. That's a good point. Dog's Nose said, is that sound from his behind or spouse front? Don't know what that means. He realizes he's in a pickle. Oh, get it. Funny, very punny. Put you in the penitentiary. Pickles Judrul was gambling on Venmo and Blake Sneff gave him a payment. Oh, no. Oh my God. This is so lame. Honey Butter, by the way, new member, welcome. Have some crumb cake or right to the front. Why is it so hard for this? Why is it so hard for this twat to understand that she doesn't want to travel while pregnant? You know what? I think if there's anything, that kind of makes the most sense. Andrew looks like he just ate his way out of an apple. He has the masculinity of larvae. Oh, man. Vasiliki gifted One Nation membership. Thank you so much for that. Honey Butter says, Timmy Peas and Pools is hyping Smokey McSmokerson on X. My God. And by the way, thank you so much. This is a super sticker. Thank you so much. Listen, you can't beat this stuff. Come on. You can't beat this stuff. This is so great. And you know who also very good too is, you know who's terrific? You know who's absolutely great? Wonderful. Oh, by the way, Puppy says, what do you call a pickle that gets run over by Candace? Road dill. Oh, very funny. Very good. And don't forget, by the way, Erica's out there. And Erica is speaking to the masses. Have you seen this? I think, let me tell you something. Let me ask you about this, what your feeling is. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. Let's not be, because she might be changing her tune a little bit. She might be standing more, being a bit more, dare I say, stentorian. Listen to her and see what you think.
Some of you are a result of, we have had a massive influx of individuals saying, I have no idea how to help, but I want to help, and I'm not in high school and I'm not in college.
Feel the excitement.
You have to understand that when Charlie built Turning Point USA, he did it with the mindset and the vision of having Turning Point USA be something that will be able to have you holistically a part of the organization your entire life.
Fair enough.
So for Turning Point Education, we have something for the little ones from 0 to whatever number. And then we have high school, and then we have college. We always have TPO Stay Faith. But communities is something where in your community, it's almost like a community chapter. Again, another new program that we've implemented. The best thing about a community chapter is that the high school and college chapters can also be a part of it.
You know, she's sounding better, don't you think? I mean, doesn't she? She's not doing that usual goofy crying stuff. She sounds like a coach, kind of speaking to our team. Tell you what, we got a good defense. We're going to show up and play. We're going to do our, remember, we practiced for a long time. You know, Bishop Barry's it's a tough school, but we can do it. It's kind of like I think she sounds better. I think she sounds more, she's not talking about herself. No, I mean this. Would you want your kids to go there? By the way, Zeman says, the most off-putting and his obvious weakness is his sincerity. Oh, indeed. Would you want your kid to go to this 0 to 2? Would you want Blake Neff or Colvet or one of those guys near your impressionable young man, your son?
But what's interesting is within communities, you have 4 different programs. You have RISE, again, the minority outreach.
Listen, I'm going to stop right there. I'm saying this, and I'm not trying to be cute. I think she's sounding better. You know what I'm saying? Thurston Howell says, is there a way to short TPUSA, Eric Colvin, etc.? Yes. If they were publicly traded, oh, yes. Oh, you would see the immediate surge in what would you call that? They are, I don't think they're long for this world. Call me wacky, call me crazy, but I don't think they're long for this world. I don't think so. Because I don't know who wants to say, hey, let's give them money so they can keep going on TV or whatever they're doing, so that Blakey and Colvet and others can sit around and just wax demented. This is the greatest stuff in the world. Now, I want you to listen to something very carefully. This, of course, is a concoction. This was put together. This was a schematic, by the way. Jessica Coates, thank you so much, Jessica. Give it up. JC's in the house. Von Anken, Livia says, lesbian coach. you know, it's funny to say that. Wendy says, MLM pyramid scheme vibes. Yeah. You know, she does. It's funny. EK's there is a, dare I say, a certain degree of, what's the word? A certain a toughness, dare I say, a kind of a toughness, if that makes any sense. Lolly, by the way, Lolly Pilgrim Ships, bless your heart. Thank you so much, Lolly. I want to play something for you, which is the most fascinating, maybe of the realm of everything that's out there. This is put out by please go to This is a former TPUSA. It might be a former video person, producer named Artifacts Memoriarum. Artifacts Memoriarum. Yeah, it's weird. Memoriarum. Artifacts Memoriarum. It's very difficult. This, as Gematria says, by the way, organized crime wearing the pelt of the last victim. Very, very interesting. MacD says this will end the Jonestown strong Kool-Aid. You know, remember one thing. This is very, very important. After all is said and done, after all of this is done, who is going to win to be a part of this? It's a very, very serious thing to consider. But watch this. This is, again, remember this, Artifacts Memoriarum. And this is absolute genius.
Currently stands, they want us to believe that Tyler Robinson slept at home and then woke himself up before 4 a.m.
Now, if this were an actual closing argument, it would be one of the most, and it doesn't even get into ballistics, problems with the confession, but just the improbability of the presentation is enough.
On September 10th of 2025, because he had to leave his house in St. George before 4 a.m. to make it up to campus when they then catch him on walking by the neighbor's house at 8:07 a.m. That's that.
Wearing his favorite shirt.
TMZ released footage. 8:07 a.m. He's back in his car, pulls into the garage, finds the surveillance cameras in the garage. En route to go approach a Turning Point employee. It's like, I'm going to wear my favorite shirt to approach a Turning Point employee because I intend to kill their boss. He said, apparently, hey, is this where the Charlie Kirk event is going to be? And she probably was like, yeah, it is. He then went
how do you not know?
On campus. We haven't seen any footage from that yet. We haven't been told much about that. My assumption is he had a meal before he decided that it was time to do crime.
How do you not know? How do you, if you say, hey, what are all them things out there? Welcome Charlie and all them signs. Is that where it is yonder? Yes. Yes. Okay.
He then drives off campus, parks, changes his outfit, puts on a long sleeve black shirt, puts on blue jeans, and he says to himself, before we do crime, we do Wordle. That's a fact. At 11:28, he sent his Wordle score to his friend.
Now, did you know this? Anybody know this? Do you think by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination, that Professor Numbnuts, that Pickles knows any of this? Is this consistent with, I would imagine, somebody's first hit, but not just any hit? Is this, I'm hungry, I'm going to sub over here. It gets better. But little things like this will make a jury say, huh?
The word of the day was pouty, in case you're wondering. Mm-hmm. Then he shoves a broken down German 98 Mauser into his pants, and he starts limping back onto campus with a new hat, a new backpack, and we all know what happens next. He then jumps off of the building after killing Charlie Kirk, lands onto solid ground, like he had been practicing that maneuver.
Maybe.
And what we know for certain is that he then changes back
into
his maroon shirt, but he leaves the jeans on. He's then spotted at Dairy Queen.
This guy has got, nothing gets in the way of that appetite.
He really loves that shirt. He then departs Orem and drives 3 hours down to Panguitch, to the Cowboy Steakhouse, where he seats himself at the bar and he orders a steak combo with a soft drink. I want to emphasize that. No alcohol, presumably because he doesn't want to drive irresponsibly.
Yes.
And, risking getting a DUI He probably doesn't want to hurt anybody. So after that stake, he drives back up to Orem. I mean, woo, long drive. Another 3 hours, this time because he wants to retrieve his rifle during what is the largest federal manhunt of my lifetime and probably every single person who's listening to this podcast lifetime.
A rifle that was never fired. Think about that.
But Tyler's feeling lucky because he's wearing his maroon shirt. It's his favorite shirt. He returns to the scene of the crime, and if I am understanding now, Tyler stopped his car to ask the police officer a question.
The cops.
So he commits a murder, drives for 3 hours, and is feeling confident enough to actually ask the police officer a question. Because I want to point out that he's been awake for a long time.
Listen to this.
At some point, he gives up and he says, I'm not going to retrieve my rifle. And he decides to drive the 4 hours back to his apartment in St. George.
But
so
wait.
we can make a safe estimate that he left Orem around 1:35 a.m. And then he drives back to St. George and arrives earliest at 5 a.m.
But wait.
I'm just wondering if anybody tested Tyler Robinson for cocaine or meth. Because according to this breakdown, he's been awake for 25 hours straight, of which he has driven, during which he has driven an approximate 13 hours.
Long distance truckers would have a hard time with this. Professional drivers, okay, in a rig that they've done this for years would have a harder time than this kid on his first hit for some reason where he never told his girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, who was the subject of this, the inspiration, never mentioned a word of this. Never. On his own. On his own.
And 20 minutes. 13 hours and 20 minutes of driving, up for 25 hours. Now, for clarity, in 13 hours and 20 minutes, you can drive from New Orleans, Louisiana to Chicago in that time frame. You could drive from Atlanta, Georgia to New York City in that time frame. Tyler Robinson, he's just driving about. He decided he just was going to go around Utah after committing his first assassination. And if you're thinking, okay, 25 hours is long, he probably then went to sleep, you'd be wrong. You'd be very wrong. If you're thinking, well, he must have at least, when he finally got home, showered and changed his shirt, you'd be forgetting that this is his favorite one. What happens, according to the narrative, is he stays home for an hour before he heads back out again, this time driving about an hour away to Cedar City, because that's where he's captured on gas station footage filling up his tank. And we don't actually have an answer for why he went to get gas that far away. But apparently, this young man just loves to drive. So why get gas local when you can get gas an hour away? And then we know he will drive back home. This is according to Lance's testimony. Lance will testify that he sees him when he wakes up. They're face to face in their apartment. He still hasn't changed his shirt, I don't think. And we're just supposed to accept it. I don't know, guys. I think that one day many books will be written regarding the stupidity, the sheer stupidity of the FedSlop. And I'm probably gonna write a book entitled "I Went All the Way to Orem to Commit an Assassination and All I Got Was a Maroon T-Shirt?" ? Because that's what this feels like. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this. If you are going to commit a capital offense, please remember to wear your second favorite shirt.
Right there, my friends. This is his link. Go to Artifacts Memoir right there. This, if you were a juror right now, just ask yourself this question. You were a juror and somebody played this for you. And I haven't even talked anything about ballistics. I haven't talked about really anything other than just the lunacy, the sheer lunacy of this. You would probably say, I don't want to have anything to do with this case. This is called reasonable doubt. This is called reasonable doubt. Now, remind you a couple of things. I don't want to be pedantic or priggish or any wise rude. But I would say to you, as I would say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't want you to think that you've got to figure out what happened or that you have to ask what happened. You just have to ask one particular question. Did the state prove this beyond a reasonable doubt? UFO says, go Max. This grifter lied about serving in the military, and his wife has claimed he holds multiple PhDs, none of which can be verified. There is no trail for him prior to 2020. He is definitely a plant. Well, it's funny you say that. A lot of interesting people. You know who's very good? Who now is? I say she's a friend. I've never met her officially, but this is. Do you know Stanley Kubrick's daughter? Excuse me. Thank you. What is her first? You know I'm talking about. Kubrick's daughter. Oh, God. My head's so crazy today. Oh, Vivian. Vivian's terrific. So she's talking about it, and she basically was asking questions like, who are these people? Who are these people? Where did he come from? Where did this guy come from? I mean, why do we have so many people? We don't know anything about them. Why do people make stuff up? Everybody, look, I don't know anything about his stolen valor. I really don't like them. You have seen Don Shipley, I hope. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Don Shipley, special buds class. He is the naval. He has more hair in his old age than most people do in their entire life. He looks like, anyway. But he's an ex-Navy SEAL, and he confronts people who were, who claim to be, I can't believe the number of people who were fake, either fake, you know that guy, the sheriff of whatever, Baghdad, Zork or Dork or whatever, Valhalla pointed him out and said he was stripped of his, I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why would you say, why? It never occurred to me. Never. There's this idea that there are people out there who just make stuff. So anyway, so I don't know whether he's lying. It wouldn't surprise me. And by the way, with all due respect, if you listen to his wife, I don't know. I want to apologize to you. I still don't know who he is. I don't know what he's done. I don't know what he's written. I don't care. I really don't. I think she might have written something. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who they are. The internet's filled with it. Especially people say, I'm a Lord, I'm a Jesus Bible. Christ is Lord. Guys, who are you? Jesus is. We know that. Did you just discover that? Yes, I'm the only Christian ever. I'm the only one who's ever fallen in love with the Word of God. You know, have you met these people? All of a sudden, they used to be called Jesus freaks in the old days. Not everybody, but most people say, "Look, I'm a Christian quietly for the." Anyway, all of a sudden, somebody will define. Have you seen new parents? All of a sudden, you get a mother who all of a sudden, I'm breastfeeding. I'm the first woman who's ever breastfed. No, not really, not really. But for some reason, this guy's he doesn't really have a story. Everybody else says, I was in SEAL Team 6. I was in the 1st Marine Division. I'm a devil dog. I'm a hot dog. I'm a corn dog. Whatever his story is, he doesn't have one. And then when Emmy, or Charlie rather, came along and just brought up his dog. Look, he was bringing up the fact. And somebody I don't want to bring it up, but they're talking about the kids and the daughters and whether people, their sexuality. See, normally that stuff has nothing to do with anything. However, when you have made it a point to pontificate to the point of waxing obnoxious over your statements and your, I know what I'm doing. Then somebody can say, you know what? I don't think you have the right to say. I don't think you should be kind of weighing in on that. I don't think that's a good idea. That's all. So anyway, what's going to happen? Remind you of this. Forget the idea of what will happen as to the official filing. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be a bloodbath. Let me say that again. It's going to be a bloodbath. And I can see it now because Candace can play games the likes of which you can't. I don't want to tell. If I told her what to do, it wouldn't matter. Because remember when Larry Bird used to tell people what he was going to do? He would tell people, I'm going to shoot the ball this way from this position. And I'm going to do, that's kind of what he did. He did this. He would show people ahead of time. He would say, I'm going to, whatever. Okay, fine. What's going to happen is Patrick Bet-David might be a good choice because I think he's a buffoon. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. Look, he might be great in business or whatever it is, and he's got a story where he's an Iranian or whatever. I don't really care, but he does nothing for me in terms of his communication style. It's like Don Shula was a great coach, but not exactly a ball of fire. Not every, you know what I mean? Some people, they actually have done something, but you need at least a kind of a, Candace has personality to spare. And what she does is she immediately ingratiates herself, people. The thing about Candace, which nobody understands, and this is, I don't mean to be rude about this, but women like her, and ladies, please don't take it the wrong way. Women hate women. Excuse me. I don't want you to get upset because women are horrible to other women. Women normally, and if you're roughly in the same age range, but women love her because there's something that's very important. The reason why I think sometimes, to be fair, why women, and I've said this for years, nothing new, is women they're better able to tell and to detect deception better than men. And what they do is they've met so many phony women in their lives that they're the first ones to say, you know what, I'm not buying any of this. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not buying any of this. There's something very, 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 very scary about this stuff that's going on. Very, very, they really know what's going on. They understand. They get it. They grasp it like you wouldn't believe. They understand something. And they recognize the fact that she is, without a doubt, so magnificently, well, she's honest. I'm going to leave it at that. And what she's going to do is she's going to sit back and she knows the facts intimately. And that's the thing which is going to make all the difference in the world. She knows all of the facts. And when you know the facts, you know everything. She is genuine. You like her. You don't have to explain why. You like her. You know who else is like this? It sounds very strange. Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. Love Dolly Parton. People want to go to Dollywood and they love her. Sparusky says, waxing obnoxious. I must remember this. Thanks. Thanks. Indeed. There's a how do I say this? There's something that it just is. And she's so smart. And she doesn't she doesn't veer from her lane. She knows what she's good at. She knows this fact. There were some times when she started talking. Remember when she first started talking about Laurie Font? I couldn't follow. I'm thinking, what is she? Who are these people? She never lost track of this. And then they had their second LLC called Minabird Incorporated LLC. And then that was a subdivision of, and then that went bankrupt. And then her cousin, Larry, and I said, my God, I'll bet you anything that Erica probably listened and said, I don't know who the hell you're talking about. This is my family. It's like, This Is Your Life. It's Ralph Edwards. You wouldn't remember that, but that was a pretty popular show in the old days. In any event, that's where we are right now. So we've got just days to go before Friday. Are you excited? Are you going to be watching it? We're going to be watching it right afterwards. We're going to be watching it right afterwards. Do you hear what I'm saying? We're going to be watching it right after. And it's going to be one of those things that's so beautiful and so wonderful and so glorious that I won't know how to describe it in any other way than what I've said. So thank you, my friends. Thank you. This is going to be so good. Friday is D-Day. We're going to be watching it. And you know that's going to be the longest night before. The longest night. And old Pickles Wilson sits there in his bunk bed with his wife and says, what am I going to do? Why have I done this? Don't worry, honey, you'll be fine. I don't think so. And he's not going to be smoking. He's not going to be in his environment. Okay? And she's going to be looking at him like, hello. And as he speaks, he's just going to look at it. Because remember one thing, he hates women. Zamet, 1969, Zamet says, the battle of the pickle jar. Low IQ versus high IQ. Indeed. You better believe that's right. And you know what's also going to be interesting? You know, when all this stuff happens, there's going to be this sense of, I don't know what the word is, but he's not going to, he's going to be thrown up. It's not his environment. And all she's going to do is, and I'm not going to tell her what to do, but I would love to say, do this, do that, do this. Because he hates women. He hates women. See what I'm saying? It's Lee Watson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Lee. He hates women. It's so little things. I'm not going to say it now, but I know a couple of things over the years, how to get people upset. And it's a battle, and you will know immediately. Candace, you will know immediately you've won. You're going to look at his eyes and you're going to know it. There will be something that is conveyed that just says it all. And it will be beauteous. And we're going to be there, my friends. Light a candle. Savage Casey says, Bridget needs to be center table holding pickles. If he can open it, let him see a real man do it. Indeed, Brigitte. Wouldn't that be something? Come on for you, Candace. Keep It Moving says, thank you. Thank you for your knowledge, insight, and sarcasm. Watching you was so enjoyable. Love your nicknames for everyone. And I especially love the ending when you remember the monkey's dead, da-da-da. Monkey's dead, show's over, sue you. Yes. That one, by the way, the reason for that is that came from a guy. There was a fellow in Hillsborough County. His name was Judge Lucky, and he was the public defender, and nobody knew we had a public defender. Nobody knew. I mean, we knew what the court does, but most people said, we have a public defender? You know, we have a DA, but the tax collector? Who the hell's what's a public defender? It was a constitutional office. But nobody knew who he was. So anyway, this woman named Julie Holt, friend of mine, runs against him. She went. And lo and behold, he is supplanted. And they said, his name was Judge Lucky. First name was Judge. They said, well, Judge, what do you got to say for yourself? He said, well, monkey's dead, show's over. And I never knew what the hell that meant. Was it the monkey like an organ grinder? I don't know. I just love that. The monkey's dead. Their show's over. And I've been saying this for forever. 38 years, 40 years, 30 years. I just love it. So that's that. And thank you for that. In any event, my friends, I thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And by the way, Candace has kind of a GoFundMe. She has something if you want to contribute to her. All her, my God, her legal expenses and listen, there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. But Candace doesn't volunteer like, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to put up money for a scholarship. And then, and then says, by the way, can you help me raise money for the scholarship? I don't have any money. Well, why did you do it? They came after Candace. Candace didn't ask for that. She has to defray. She's got to pay some stuff that she has to deal with because of her entertainment quotient for us. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? So she's, she's done this. Let me tell you something. It is, I think this is better on her territory, her thing. And don't you agree with me? It's better that Patrick Bet David versus Joe Rogan. See, Joe Rogan, he's good, but Joe Rogan's into battles. He's into ring announcing. He's into, referee. I don't know if I want that. Nobody's going to tap out. I don't know if he's going to want to explain. He might want to. I don't know. You need somebody who's not exactly bright. Joe's very bright. Patrick Bet David, terrific, because he won't know what to do. He'll want to sit there and pretend. Have you ever heard him ask a question? It's like he wants to hear himself speak. I'm not even sure he knows what the hell he's talking about. But he'll say things sometimes with such grandiose faux profundity with magniloquence. And I feel it. Stop it. Stop it. You don't have it. You never had it, never will. Got it. And remember, Candace, if I can do this somehow, teach you how to do this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. Pickles, Andy, sorry about that. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the lies. I don't know, What am I in the 7th month? Hey, this stuff happens. Go ahead. You go ahead. What was that about? What was that? Go ahead. Please, don't let me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. And then right when he's making a big point, when he's doing that thing where he talks like this, yes, as a similarity. So, listen, I am so sorry. You were saying about the conspiracies and see, I feel that let me tell you, Leslie Watson says, because of Pickle's style, what most will Candace have to navigate? Oh, very simple. She's got to stick to her very simple thing, the facts, and ask him about it. Ask him about it. And ask him in a way that you're nice enough where you can say, well, let me ask you something, Andy. What do you think about the fact that, after all, with the Mauser 98, there was a problem of the safety switch. In fact, it has to be activated up because, in all of the pictures, you have that scope. Not only does the scope have to be removed and put back on and balanced, but it wasn't really a screwdriver they found, but an Allen wrench. And not only that, it was dust. And does that bother you at all? And then he'll say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Allen wrench screwdrivers? What? Yeah. Isn't that weird? Yeah. And tell me, you were in the military, right? Let's see what he says. I hope he says yes. Oh, because he said yes, said no. I don't know, but most people know that when you have if there's a shooting, you probably want to call 911. I think he was talking about initially he had some problems with some stuff by TPUSA credibility default swaps. Very good. Yes. We're going to have it's going to be called The Big Short. Absolutely. A couple of things too. By the by, you bring up a very good point, and I thank you there. Neopsis. Very, very interesting. Couple of points here. One was, I think this is very interesting. Do you remember when Andy tweeted this? Has nothing to do with Erica Kirk. She's a terrible leader and a femcon, like the rest of TPUSA, and a moron. The principle here is what I am speaking to. Why did you say that, Andy? This is a widow. We don't talk about a widow. You know that. By the way, that's our joke. We will always have the widow thing. And by the way, it gets even better. Listen to this. when he was asked about it, they say, hey, don't you think that was rough? You know what the genius said? You know what Niels Bohr said? You know what the Terence Tao of armchair mentation said? Let me tell you this one. He says, get a load of this. Hang on. Wait a minute. Come on. Get that spinning thing there. What the hell's going on here? What am I seeing here? Defend the prego. Okay, here we go. Watch this. He says this. This is very interesting. He comes up with this. Feminists always claim, I think it's feminists, sick, S-I-C, always claim misogyny doesn't protect women. But here I am claiming Erica Kirk is too retarded to have participated in Charlie's assassination, proving the claim wrong entirely. Yes, this is my position. Backed with facts, and I will devastate Candace with them. So basically what she's doing is he's saying, I want you to understand that I don't believe Candace had anything to do with this because of the fact that she's retarded. And a retarded person could not have had the mental wherewithal and the ability of cerebration to have pulled something up, to have aided and abetted or acted even as an accomplice of this, much less the principal in the first degree because of her stupidity. See? So I'm standing up for her. I'm using her stupidity and my loathing of women, which is what this thing is, in order to actually defend her. This guy actually said this. Leslie Watson says, I don't think he believes in what he is fighting, and he is just debating because he's a master at it. LOL. No, I really, you know, I don't know. It's bluster, blunderbuss. It's a variety of things. Puppy says more like the grieving weirdo. Ooh, very good pun there. Wow. I heard something called there was an Ozark Mountain Daredevils album that wasn't released. Then it was called Nuclear Fission. Or nuclear, F-I-S-H-I-N-G, but it was a pun on nuclear fusion or fission. And they didn't like the title of that, but I thought it was a very good pun. I'm surprised I missed that. Every now and then somebody will say something very punny. By the way, that's called paronomasia. People who like puns, and also people who are how do I say this? There's a neurological disease called Witzelsucht. And Witzelsucht is a neurological, I think it's frontal, and it's where people who have this have a tendency of telling dirty jokes and bad puns and jokes. Leave it to the Germans to come up with a disease for joking too much. In any event, my friend, thank you immensely for following Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. She's got one coming up. We're going to drop about New Jersey. Believe it or not, has some great legislation coming from this commie. Well, it's her home state, but things that you're not going to find anywhere else. So follow her at Lynn's Warriors. Dorothy says, going to need more than 3 hours. Andrew rambles and talks so slow. Yes. You know, it's funny you say that. He does. You think he's going to have this is nuclear fiction. Indeed. You think he's going to maybe have a few drinks, a few cocktails? Doesn't get the impression maybe it's me. I don't know. What do I know? So thank you, dear friends. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Also, remember, I've got some comments coming up. Like the video when you're done. Subscribe. But go to the comments section, and I've got some questions for you to go through. And your insight is tremendous. I love you, my friends. 48 hours. And you know what hits the fan, and we're going to be there. Isn't this great? Huh? Yes. Until then, my friends, have a great and glorious night. Thank you so much. Sleep tight, little angels, little doggies. Get along, little doggies. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.